Did you just get approved for Instacart and are not sure what to do next? I'm going to walk you through step by step how to take your first order so you know exactly what to expect. From accepting your first batch to scanning items, checking out, delivering it to the customer. Let's get you earning. Here we go. So welcome to this video, I Be Delivering. My name is Isaac, and what I'm going to show you in this video is how to read the Instacart screen from start to finish of an order, right? How to shop it, how to scan items, talk about handling replacements, checking out, delivering to the customer. Also going to talk a little bit about the different order types, like multi-orders, heavy pay, and some beginner mistakes that you might want to try to avoid. So the first screenshot we're going to look at here is just when you first get onto Instacart. You'll see yourself and kind of the blue dot there, and then you'll also see go online, right? And that's where you're going to start, right? You're going to click go online. And then the next screen that's going to pop up is going to be a screen that, again, keeps you in the map, but it's then going to start to look for available batches near you, as well as stores that may be available. Now, before you go online, there is also the possibility you can quickly move the map around to be able to see other stores that might be close to you that might potentially have available orders or are going to have available orders in the future. So that's also something you do with this map feature right off the bat. So in this screenshot, you can see that I'm right near Publix. I'm basically at the store, and you'll see that little circle around you. Now there can be different colored circles depending on how likely you are to get a batch. Mine is just a blue circle. That's kind of just a basic color, but they can also be yellow and red depending on how likely you are to get an order. You can also see here one available batch. And sometimes, depending on your area or your market, you can see many more batches coming in at the same time. You could see 2, 3, you could see 5, you could see 10, 20, or more, depending on how busy your market is. So then what you do from there is you're just looking to find an available batch that is going to fit what you want to be able to do. And there's several things that are going to go into that. And let's take it kind of step by step here. So looking at this one order that's available on the screen here, you see it tells us a lot of good information right off the bat. So it's $6.27, shows that it's 4 items and therefore 4 units. Now units and items can be the same, but they also can be different. The items is the specific item that you're going to have to get. And then the units is how many of the items you'll need to get. For example, if they want 4 bananas, that's 1 item, but 4 units. So that can also play a factor in. So sometimes people just go based on the items, because if you find the item, then you just get however many units that they want, and that's nice and easy. But some of the item counts or unit counts are going to be pretty high, so you want to be careful with that. You also can see how far it is to the customer. So we see 2.3 miles, and then it also shows you the store location. So the store location is also going to be a big one there, because with the store location, they could be sending you orders from just about any store within a certain radius from you. I've seen some that are about an hour away from me that I've gotten an order telling me, hey, this is a great order, and it's only 5 miles, but I have to drive about 30, 35 miles to get to that store just to be able to start the order. So definitely want to pay attention to not just the miles that it's showing you, but pay attention to the location, right? Is that the store that you're intending to go from? Or is that a store that's really far away and that's just not going to work for you? And then you want to kind of disregard that one. Now, if you are interested in an order, the first thing you're going to want to do is click on that order to get to this screen here. Now, I know this is a different amount in miles, but this is the next screen that you would get to. So again, you're still seeing the dollars, the miles. You then can see what it is. How much is Instacart paying? How much is the tip from the customer or customers? You can also see the items that are what you have to shop for. So that can be really helpful to decide, are these easy to find items? Is this going to be pretty difficult to find? So you want to pay attention to the items right there. And then you can also see how many customers you're going to be shopping for. Now you can shop for 1, 2, or 3 customers at a time. They're known as batches. And you want to pay attention to that as well, because you could see the items and units there, but it could be broken out between 3 different customers and therefore 3 different deliveries that you'll have to do as well. But if you're brand new, typically they're only going to show you 1 customer at a time. Once you've done several orders, then you can unlock other options, other batch types, and you'll see those as you go through to be able to do 2 or 3 customers. And then you can even do little learning sessions to be able to take additional types of orders, such as bulky drop-offs or heavy drop-offs. And we'll talk a little bit about those as well. So another good screen here. But this is the first screen where really you can see where the store is, right? I'm the blue dot right on the screen there. And then you can see that store is quite a distance off to the left there. And it looks great, right? From the store to the customer, 1.3 miles. But for me to get to that store, it's about 20 minutes. So I did not accept that order because it was just too far, although I wish I was closer. So then looking at another screenshot here, we can see, once again, different information, dollars, miles, tip, how many items. And then we see a new one here, heavy pay. So heavy pay is when there is an item or items that are greater than 8 pounds each and totaling more than 50 pounds total in weight. So you want to be careful there, especially if you're not comfortable lifting heavy weights. If you are, great. If you're not, that's just an opportunity for you to say maybe that's not for you. But that's what heavy pay is going to be. And then in that same area, and I haven't seen this yet, so I don't have a screenshot, but you'll also see bulky pay. And bulky pay is for bulkier items, such as a big lawn chair, or potentially a Christmas tree or something like that. And you want to be aware, can your car handle that? And most likely they're only going to send you those if the type of car you've selected when you signed up is available for those, and it won't send you those, of course, if not. So got to have the right car to be able to do some of these orders. You also might see this as boost included. So boost included means that this order has actually been sitting for a little while, and Instacart is basically trying to promote this, and they're going to increase the pay incrementally over a period of time until someone accepts the order. So sometimes you might try to wait, right? Is this going to get to where I'm going to be comfortable taking the order? Like this one was $13 for 12 miles, already boosted up. So, but for me, that dollars to miles doesn't make sense. I'd probably want to see that closer to $26 for 12 miles. It is only 1 item, 6 units, but it looks like just a can of soup from this little screenshot here. But still, that doesn't make sense for me to go and do that. But I could try to wait to see if that would boost up high enough. But most likely somebody else is going to take that before I would get to it. So you got to pick and choose, is it right for you? Or are you going to wait and see maybe if it goes up, or just wait for something else? And just a last thought on the heavy pay and bulky pay. Typically Instacart is paying higher amounts of money when those items are included, because of course it takes more effort, and they do acknowledge that that's going to take more effort. So it's nice to see them include a little bit extra pay when you see heavy pay or bulky pay. When you're beginning out, you got to stick to what's best for you. But as a general recommendation, start small, pick orders that are going to be maybe 10 to 20 items or less, just to get used to the process, right? You don't want to overwhelm yourself with a 30, 40, 50 or higher item order to be able to get started, right? You're going to probably hope for something that's 1 item, right? Or 2 or 3, but stick to less than 10 or 20. But if you're comfortable, go for it. But when you're starting out, sometimes that's going to be a little intimidating. So give yourself a break, stay small. And then as you get more comfortable, right, then you can ramp up and get some of those bigger orders and know that you're going to be good to go. So once you have decided on an order that is comfortable for you, you're going to go ahead and click on the accept button at the bottom of the screen of the order that you'd like to do. And then it's going to tell you that it's transitioning the batch, basically moving it over into your Instacart system to get the order ready for you. Next, you'll see this screen here, which is basically telling you head to the store, right? It's going to show you the store name, full store address as well. It's going to remind you of how many orders that you're shopping for, and it's going to give you a navigate option. Now the navigate option, it does not have a built-in GPS like a DoorDash or an Uber Eats. So this is just going to use whatever your default map application is and have the address built in, and you just hit go and it will give you the directions to get over to that store. Do you have to click navigate for it to know you're doing that? No, not at all. If you know where to go for the store, you don't have to click navigate. You can just drive there. And once you get there, then you'll do the next step in the process. But the navigation has been pretty easy and helpful as far as getting to the store. So if you've used navigation before, you'll have no problems. That's very easy. Once you get to the store, then you'll hit start shopping at the bottom of that screen where we have navigation. You see start shopping down at the bottom there. And then it's going to move you over into this screen, basically showing you the items that you have to shop for. Now, depending on the store, it's also going to show you potentially different aisle numbers, shelf numbers, or positions. Some stores are very helpful with that. Other stores, they just kind of give you the general vicinity of where that's going to be, like the section, such as grocery or pantry, things like that, where it's just going to be general. So you have to know a general layout of the store you're going to find the particular items. But in this particular screenshot, it told me the aisle number, shelf number, and the position. So I could kind of count it off if I needed to, or if I got lost, it definitely shows me what I needed to do. At the top, you can also see how many items you have left. So that's the to-do up there at the top. Any that you've already found and scanned is going to be in the done on the right-hand side there at the top. And if there was any issues with a particular item, such as a replacement, you might see that in the review column in the middle there. So that allows you to see each and every one of those. Next, once you've located the item, you can click on the item itself, and then you'll see this screen here. Once again, just showing you a bigger picture of the item, reminding you how many of the item that they want. So we can see one count here. That means they just want one of those. It does show you the ounces. That can be really helpful for certain things like dish detergents. I've seen many different sizes of dish detergent, and I have to make sure I get the right one. So the ounce is very helpful with that. But when you think you have the right item, you go ahead and click found item. That will then bring up your camera and allow you to basically screenshot or take a picture. It's really just hovering over the barcode on the item. So that way then it will capture that, and then it's going to refer it or compare it to the barcode it's expecting for that particular item. If everything is good, it will then just move it. It'll come off of your screen. It'll move from your to-do section over to your done section. You can also see there that you can mark item unavailable. And when you mark an item as unavailable, that will potentially give you some replacement options that the customer has approved or Instacart has approved as potential instant replacements, or there is the option to message the customer down there at the bottom and let them know right away. Now, I think it's a best practice to be able to message the customer, letting them know. Yes, Instacart has suggestions, but always want to let the customer know just in case. And it's just a simple messaging app in there to communicate with them, nice and safe, and they don't have any of your information other than your name on Instacart. So that's kind of standard. So as you go through, typically the stores are going to line you up to make sure that you're going through the store in somewhat of a good order, to kind of go in order of the store as far as aisles go. But other stores, you might have to have a good understanding of the store to be able to follow it. So have an awareness of where you're at in the store, the items that you're looking for, and Instacart will definitely try to make sure that you get cold items, especially frozen items, last. And if for some reason it's having you get those first, that's going to be a pro tip. Get frozen items last, right? Want to make sure those stay nice and frozen as best as possible as you're shopping for the customer. But as you're scanning, right, everything will move over into that done category. And then once you get to the end, you'll see this screenshot here letting you know you're all done. And then you can continue to check out. So you'd hit that button down there at the bottom. So this screen here will show you start checkout. Now, if you have multiple customers that you're shopping for, then you'll see each individual customer listed here, and you'll have to do this process that we'll go through next for each customer. But you'd go ahead and hit start checkout. After clicking start checkout, depending on the store that you're going to, some stores like Walgreens for this order, they have a barcode, which is basically the customer's Walgreens account built into Instacart. And you just show that to the person at the register to be able to scan that. Click confirm after they've scanned it, and then you'll let them do what they need to do to scan the items. Or if you're going through a self-checkout option and there's a barcode, you'll just hold the phone up to the barcode scanner or scan it with the manual scanner to be able to get that part. Then hit confirm, then you'll go through and scan all of your items. Now, depending on if you have a digital card or a physical card, or hopefully you have both, that will unlock the full amount of stores for you, because you'll also see this screenshot through the checkout process, just letting you know what you should be selecting, right? Should you be selecting credit, which would be your digital card on your phone, or it'll say select debit if it requires the physical card. So always make sure that you do have that physical card with you just in case. So here's the screenshot of credit, and here's the screenshot of debit. So you'll see the different options there. And again, that's based on the store that you're going to. After you've paid with the card, you'll then see that you have to click done at the bottom of this screen, which will move you to the receipt screen. So on the receipt screen, it is going to require you to take a picture of the receipt, because you're going to keep the receipt and they'll save the digital copy for the customer right through Instacart. So here you're going to click on enter info. It opens up again your camera through Instacart, and you just take a picture. Now, sometimes it'll prompt you to take one picture. Sometimes it might want you to take two. So you just take a couple different distances, I like to say, right? One that shows the whole receipt, but then one maybe that's zoomed in on just showing the items and not the full barcode with all the extras at the bottom. That's what I like to do, just to make sure it's nice and clear. So here you can see the different receipt photos, one full thing, one shorter, and then you just click next, and then it's going to tell you keep the receipt, right? Don't give it to the customer, don't put it in the bag. And it actually has that little button there that you have to swipe. So once you are confirming that you're keeping the receipt, you'll see that it then unlocks the next option at the bottom there, and you'll click next, and then that's going to bring you to the delivery screen. So now what we've gotten through the order, the next part, probably pretty similar to other apps. If you are a gig worker, if this is your first gig opportunity, every app is going to help you get to the customer. So here we're going to click on start delivery, and then that opens up your navigation screen. So shows you the navigate option, shows you the address for the customer, what order you're going to be dropping off. Very key to remember what order you're dropping off, so you don't give the wrong order to the wrong person. There's also the ability to contact the customer. I do a nice little message to the customer, just letting them know, got everything and I'm on the way, right? Just so they know. They're probably notified otherwise, but I just think it's a great customer service to provide to them, and let them know that you're coming and you're a real person that is actually bringing them this order. So nice little personal touch to add that in there, in my opinion. It does tell you when the order is expected, so when you should be delivering it by. Usually that's plenty of time, but you want to make sure that you deliver it before that time. Otherwise that can count against your delivery records and stats and things like that. There are usually delivery instructions as well. So here's one that says meet the customer. There's other ones that say drop off the order, and that's basically your leave at the door. But this was a different type of one. They wanted to meet and have me hand them the items. But typically with Instacart, from what I've seen, it's just going to be leave it at the door. Very few customers want you to hand it to them, but depending on their situation, they might want that instead. So once you've reached the customer here, you're going to click the option that says leave at door. That's going to prompt you to take a photo. So here's the take the photo of the screen. And here's what it looks like. Again, just accessing your camera, letting them know where you left the order. And then once you're kind of back, you can make sure to see everything. Go ahead and snap your photo. Then if you're comfortable with the photo, you can go ahead and hit submit. If you feel like it doesn't really show where the order is, you can always click retake and try again. Once you've submitted your photo, again, you'll get a quick little flash of a screen that it's transitioning, and then it's out of your system and you have completed your first Instacart order. So congratulations on that. Very well done. So next, just some little extra things to talk about as far as different things that can happen during the order, such as replacements. Things are going to be out of stock, right? It's just going to happen. There's no way around it. There's no way to always ensure that everything is available. So just be aware of it, right? Don't assume everything's going to be there. Just be kind of comfortable that things might not be there, and I have options. So the options that you have, if something is out of stock, you can get a suggested replacement. Sometimes those are given by the customer. Sometimes it's just automatic by Instacart, but you'll have suggested replacements in there most of the time. You can also choose your own item. So depending on, maybe you've had a conversation with the customer and they say, no, go with this completely different item instead. You can choose your own, or the customer might ask for a refund, or you've tried to reach out to the customer, they're not responsive, which does happen, unfortunately. But if they're unresponsive, you're not going to pick a random item yourself. You'll just choose to refund the item since you didn't hear from them. So sometimes you do have to do that. But as long as you message them, it's captured in the app to make sure that Instacart knows you did the best you could. So as you're getting comfortable in the future, right, again, you'll get those double and triple batches where you have multiple things to shop for. Definitely want to make sure to keep a good tab on what item goes with which order. So sometimes that's having different carts. Sometimes that's having different areas of the cart, depending on how big or small the order is. So make sure that you are having the order separated, and you're gonna drive a little bit more. So when it's in your car, same thing, making sure to have those are separated. The heavy pay, just being physically ready for those if you're going to be doing those. And then it is possible to do alcohol orders with Instacart. So that does require ID scanning for delivery. There's also the possibility of doing prescription delivery, which you do have to get approved for. And I think alcohol you have to get approved for as well. So you can choose not to do those if you're uncomfortable. I personally am not comfortable doing alcohol or prescription deliveries. But I know some people are very comfortable with that and they just go ahead and do it. But most of those are going to require additional ID scanning within the app itself. So some final tips just to kind of wrap things up here. Keep things small, right? Start small, go with small batches, less than 20 items, even less than 10 items if you can, to be able to start things out. Avoid heavy pay until you're comfortable with the process, right? Unless you want to jump right in, right? That's totally up to you. But definitely something I would recommend is just kind of starting small, starting basic, just get the steps down of how to do the orders, and then jump into some of the bigger things. As I was just mentioning, keep your cart organized for the customer. If it's just one, of course, that's really easy. But if it's multiple customers, make sure to keep things. Checking expiration dates. When you're shopping for things, certain things are going to be very, very key to check expiration dates. With produce items, definitely checking the quality of the produce to make sure it is something that the customer is going to want. And really, that's typically what I want this, right? Would I eat this? Or is this going to be something that I wouldn't want for myself or for my family? And maybe I don't want that. And then you have to have a conversation with the customer. But expiration dates is going to be a big one to make sure that it's far out in the future if you can, right? Maybe pull a milk out from the back of the shelf rather than the front of the shelf, and that's going to have your later expiration date, just to make sure it's nice quality for the customer. Lastly, always know where the store is before you accept a batch. Don't assume it's going to be just the store right next to you. I have an Ingles right near me, and I've seen Ingles come up, and it's for an Ingles that's like half hour away, and it's not the one that should be 5 minutes down the road. So be sure that you're checking and knowing where those orders are coming from and also going to. So that's going to be the best. So this is our introduction to Instacart and how to accept your first order, along with some additional tips along the way of each step in the process, right? Logging in, viewing the batches that are available for you, selecting a batch that's going to work for you based on time, money, tips, and location. So making sure to choose that. Getting to the store, shopping for the items, working with the customer to be able to replace items if you need to or refund them, checking out, and then delivering to the customer. So I hope this has been helpful. And if you want more Instacart tips or maybe a full ride along, let me know. If you're getting started, drop your questions below. I'd love to connect with you, hear how it's going, and try to be helpful as much as I can be and go from there. So this is IB Delivering. If you're new to the channel, love to have you subscribe and give a like to this video. And again, drop your comments below, letting me know how it's going for you out there on Instacart. So thanks everyone, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.